Be honest with me, how many times have you sat down, opened Twisty Timer or CS Timer, and just smashed out 100 solves in a row? Your fingers are warm, your cube is lubed, and you're turning at your absolute peak speed. And yet, your average at the end of the session is exactly the same as it was 3 months ago. It's frustrating, right? You feel like you've hit a genetic wall, or maybe you convince yourself that you need to buy the newest $60 flagship cube to finally break through sub 15, sub 12, or sub 10. Here's the harsh truth nobody wants to admit. Most speedcubers are trapped in a loop of mindless grinding. The thing is, they are practicing to test themselves, not to improve. They do the exact same things with the exact same bad habits over and over again, expecting a different result. But today, we are breaking that loop. If you want to get ahead of 99% of the cubing community, which is sub 9, you do not need faster fingers, and you definitely do not need a new cube. You need to change how you think about the puzzle. In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 fundamental shifts that took me from being permanently stuck to actually seeing consistent daily progress. Let's start with tip number 1. Stop turning so fast. I know, it sounds completely counterintuitive. But the biggest differentiator between an average cuber and a top cuber isn't turns per second, it's look ahead. When you spam your turns at 10 TPS, your brain literally cannot process where the next pieces are moving. You finish your F12 pair, then bam, a hard stop. You spend a full second rotating the cube looking for the next corner edge pair. That pause ruins your time. You must always keep in mind that a continuous and fluid 4 TPS solve with 0 pauses will always be an aggressive 10 TPS solve that stops and starts constantly. To get ahead of everyone else, you need to master the art of infinite flow. Here's your actionable challenge for your next session. First, you gotta put your timer away. Second, scramble your cube and force yourself to solve it at a ridiculously slow, metronomic pace, like about 1 turn per second. However, the catch, you are not allowed to stop turning. While your fingers are executing one pair slowly, your eyes must completely leave those pieces to track the next F12 pair. At first, this will feel incredibly boring. Your brain will scream at you to go faster. But within just a few days, you'll start to see the matrix. You'll realize that because you aren't rushing, you know exactly where your next pieces are before you even finish your current step. Then, you very slowly speed your hands back up. You do this bit by bit, that way you maintain your metronome-like consistency while getting your TPS back to normal. Tip number 2 is about the most wasted phase of any solve, inspection. Most CFOP cubers find 2 or 3 cross pieces, start the timer, solve those pieces, and then stop to find the 4th white edge. If that's you, you're burning valuable seconds at the very beginning of your solve. The top 1% of cubers, however, do not start turning until they can solve their entire cross with their eyes closed, plus 1 F12 pair. When you can solve the cross blindfolded, it means your brain is free from looking at the bottom of the cube. But if you truly want to skyrocket past the competition, you need to start tracking your first F12 pair during inspection. Think about it. If you transition from the cross directly into your first F12 pair without a single pause, you've already solved nearly half the cube in inspection alone. How do you build this elite habit? By practicing unlimited inspection solves. When you're practicing at home, give yourself all the time you need. Don't limit it to 15 seconds. Take a full minute if you have to. Trace the cross pieces, figure out your solution, then try to predict where at least one F12 corner or edge piece will end up once the cross is done. Once you think you have it, close your eyes, execute the cross, open your eyes and see if that F12 piece is where you expect it to be. This builds a mental map of the cube that most cubers never bother to develop. It converts your solve from a game of reaction to a game of execution. Finally, tip number 3. This is the ultimate secret weapon, and it is the single thing that separates the pros from the amateurs. You need to record your own hands. Seriously, we all have an ego when we cube. When we get a bad time, we blame a bad scramble, a lockup, a bad last layer case. However, we rarely blame our own efficiency, but the camera never lies. I want you to take your phone, set it up on a stack of boots or a tripod, and record a video of you doing a casual average of 5, and if you feel like it, an average of 12. Don't look at the footage immediately, however. You must wait until the next day, then watch it back like you're a coach analyzing someone else's game film. And trust me, no matter how good you are, it is going to be painful to watch. You will see things you had no idea you were doing. Some things I noticed I was doing when I started recording my solves were noticing I sometimes do a U3 move instead of doing a U prime inversion, rotating the cube 2 or 3 times just to find a single edge piece, and finally my pinky fingers were just flying around the place, ruining my grip ergonomics. These are what we call hidden inefficiencies. You don't feel them during the adrenaline of a solve, but they add up to 2, 3, or even 4 seconds of pure wasted time. By identifying just one bad habit in your video, like over-rotating, and spending your next week consciously fixing that specific thing, you will break through plateaus that have kept you stuck for months. Stop studying algorithm sheets for 1 hour a day and start studying your own solves for 10 minutes a day, and I promise you, you will see massive improvements. Speed cubing isn't about how fast you can twitch your fingers, it's about how efficiently you can control the puzzle. If you implement slow turning, master your blind cross, and start reviewing your footage, you won't just get faster, you will become a better version of yourself every day. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button. I am a growing channel and having you along for the ride means everything. Try these tips today and let me know how it goes. I'll see you in the next video.